Yeah, let's start with that. Y'all let me know if the music is, too loud. Because I know it's gonna be quiet, but some of the songs here are like, really loud. Still futzing with the settings. Ow. Anyway. Hey, hello, hi. Been a minute. And by a minute, I mean a week. I do apologize for that. Didn't mean to dip on you guys like that. But I was getting prepared for this week's Fallustrations extravaganza, I guess is the word. It's a word. So, it's funny because I really shouldn't have skipped 2 streams last week. Because this week I'm gonna have to skip. No, actually, it falls on a Thursday. I could still stream this Wednesday and Friday. Definitely this Friday. Should, anyway. But this Wednesday might be a little, might be a mute stream. Because this Thursday, as in this Wednesday night, is Yom Kippur, which is the holiest day of the year for Jews. And in order to survive Yom Kippur, I'm gonna be staying up all night the previous day. And I don't know how coherent I would be live streaming on absolutely no sleep and all caffeine. I don't know. So if I do stream this Wednesday, it'll be a no mic stream. But in the meantime, let's get on with this. So last stream I talked about some of the art I did last year. So I think it's only fair that the first art piece I do for this year's Fallustrations is going to be redoing some old fall-themed, air quote, art. Which I could have done that other one, but I didn't have any ideas for it. This one isn't really fall-themed, but it's very cute. I like it. I like Applejack, and I want to see how much I've improved, drawing-wise. I think for this one I tried to stay, in style for the show, because that's the way I drew all the apple trees. But I'm not sure if I want to do that this year. But I definitely, want to try to get Sweet Apple Acres looking as on model as possible. So, we'll be doing that. I'm gonna first try and sketch out, hang on. I'm going to put the old art in the references. There we go. So the old comp was like this. The sun here. And this was kind of the way I did a lot of illustrations in this format. So I'm gonna try something different, but I'm not sure like what angle I should go for. Probably reverse it. Now, I will warn you guys, this year's Fallustrations is going to be a lot of My Little Pony stuff. Because, hey, I like My Little Pony, and I love My Little Pony creepypastas, and I'm a big fan of them, so I thought, you know what, in the spirit of doing fan art this year, you know, I might as well. I should have done these on separate layers. Oh well. That and Applejack is one of my favorite ponies. She's not my kin. That honor goes to Fluttershy. But she's definitely one of the characters that that I enjoy the most. I don't think we have a view of Sweet Apple Acres from a different angle. Try this though. Because the way My Little Pony does their I got loose hairs all over the place. The way MLP does their backgrounds is very what's the word I'm looking for? Especially Cloudsdale. It's very reminiscent of like Greek style with like the swirls and everything and the buildings. Or, oh my god. That's not how you draw a barn. Oh dearie me, this is gonna take 5 years. Because buildings and I don't get along when it comes to drawing. Excuse me. I know a lot of people hate Applejack for some reason. Well, it's because they think she's boring. It's like, did y'all not see any of her episodes? And I guess they didn't. Okay, that's a good shape, but it's too big, so I'm gonna make it smaller. To save myself the agony of trying to make it hyper detailed. It's funny, well, the 2 days I wasn't streaming, I assure you guys, I was working non-stop. I mean, look at all these folders. I'll show you guys near the end, before we sign off, as like a little, woo, sneak peek. I was working non-stop on a bunch of, okay, there's that, illustrations for the next few streams. I don't have the art scheduled. Like, I don't know what art we're going to be doing on what days, which I should figure out, because there are going to be some... I realized, I picked some of my favorite horror films that I was going to draw fan art for, and I realized I couldn't really draw fan art for those, movies without talking about the subject matter, and why the movies are so amazing and good horror, without, some content warnings. So I think those streams will be clearly labeled saying, hey, we're drawing this fan art, warning, talking, like, and I might say 18 plus, just because of the subject matter. Not that any of the art I'd be drawing is, you know, graphic in nature. Maybe some blood here and there. I just, as much as I enjoy the horror of well, body horror, I just don't draw it. And that's not like oh, I just personally don't draw it. No, it's just I just don't do it in my typical line of work. I think the cat wants in. Hang on. 1 second. Come on in, Hawk. Come on in. It started raining a little bit here. Not enough to really do anything. But rain is rain, so it's welcome. Glove, sing, drink, because I need coffee. You know, if I just... There was that one episode in My Little Pony where Big Mac was sitting on a hill overlooking Sweet Apple Acres. And they got a pretty good view of it, although I did draw this piece before that episode came out. At least I think I did. But I didn't find the reference sheet. I'm not sure what I would look... I'd have to look up that entire episode. And then... like, get a screenshot somehow. It's funny. While working on the sketches for some of the of the fall illustrations, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are MLP creepypasta themed, with one more on the way that I didn't sketch yet because a new creepypasta came out that I really liked so far. And in sketching all that, I realized I forgot how to draw ponies. I've been drawing cats for so long. I forgot. Cats and people. I forgot how to draw ponies. And the thing with the MLP ponies is there's a very specific way you can draw them, but you can draw them in your own style and people will still see, you know, what you're aiming for and who you're trying to draw. So you don't really have to follow show style. It's just, since the show is so stylized, I always tend to gravitate towards at least trying to be somewhat faithful. It also has been a while since I've seen the show. Just when I was trying to draw Applejack in another piece, I completely forgot she just has a little, just a little ponytail. She doesn't have an actual braid. I was like, wait a minute. Why does this Applejack look weird? Hang on, let me actually get a ref sheet. Oh, that's why. You know what I'm gonna do to save myself this headache? I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna put it way over there. And then just show the apple fields. Now it'd be lower. Applejack wouldn't have thick lashes. At least not in my style. I can't forget her freckles. I think in this piece, did I forget them? Yeah, I forgot. I forgot her freckles. And I think I've also, despite, you know, I mentioned Applejack being my favorite, and I just keep forgetting how to draw the darn girl. I think in every other piece I've drawn her, I completely forgot her freckles. Now, granted, the other times I've drawn her were for fan art. Not for the show, but for Apple Sleep Experiment, which I highly recommend. Even if you're not a My Little Pony fan, I think the story Apple Sleep Experiment is just really, it's very well written. So even if you like take the pony context out of the story, it still works. It's a bit much. There we go. Of course, we won't see her hat, her Stetson, from this angle. Thank God I can't. On top of not being able to draw buildings, I also have a lot of trouble drawing hats. I think I'll do my usual illustration style when it comes to trees. So I'll just add a bunch of little squiggles to imply tree structure. Because we don't actually see how big Sweet Apple Acres is. I mean, it's big enough to keep the family going all year and to make as much cider for the cider season that the entire town shows up for like weeks. But it's also small enough to where a family of 4 can... Well, of course they do have ranch hands, so we don't really see that often. What is this thing in the background? I just grabbed a reference photo. I didn't even think about what season this picture was taken because I don't remember what the fuck, a radish barn being in the background at Sweet Apple Acres. Wait. We can't have any tangents. Not allowed. There we go. That's better. While I do like this, I'm going to try... Alright, that is gonna go here. And then this one is gonna get shrunk. Maybe by like that much, just so we can see more of Applejack. Well, that means I have to draw her Stetson. Damn! Oh well. I don't want to make her look pregante. But her hooves, man. How do you draw damn hooves? Hmm. Nah, I think I like the, I think I like this one more. Yep. Okay. Now we're gonna get new. And it's gonna be... Yeah, this needs to be a bit, canvas size. Width. Oh, my bad. My bad, G. I forgot. Shoot. Oh, what is this? Hang on, if I take this and then just to scale. funny, the only reference picture I actually have of Applejack on my computer is her making that hilarious face from that one episode, so bear with me. My only reference picture of Applejack. You gotta be kidding me. Get out of here. How do you draw hats? Every time I try to draw her Stetson, it ends up looking like a fedora, so we're just going to, yoink. Yeah, that's good enough. Alright, I'll just grab her colors. Sit up straight, man. Those are white. Yaller. Hat. And eye color. Even the music scared me for a second. Okay, I'm gonna use the G pen, this. And let's go. I will, color the line art because these are illustrations, so we get to be a little crazy. I'm not sure, do I want to use the anti... Nah, it's not gonna do anything. Not in the long run, at least. Now, granted, this does make Applejack look a lot more tired in my style, but, you know, I like big eye bags. There is another fall piece I could do with, like, their new designs, but that'd be, I don't know, the whole mood of the piece would be completely different. We can get rid of that. Oh, I should save this so I can post all the sketches later on my Tumblr. So if you guys want to, like, a little, look at that. And I think what I'll also do is have a comparison with like sketch and final piece like right next to each other. I think that'd be interesting. I think I'll just do that. Hey, brother, hey, yo. I am very tempted to draw more fan art for Apple Sleep Experiment, but I've already drawn so much for that story. I might as well. I want to give the other ones some attention. But that really, oh my god, that story really is, I think, the best My Little Pony, the best creepypasta. Definitely in my top 5. I have a playlist on my YouTube channel. I think it's public. Yeah, called favorite creepypastas, and I also have a playlist that's just the Apple Sleep series because there was a sequel that came out last year. Yeah. That I also drew some fan art for. Now, that fan art was really just for part 1. So if I were to revisit that piece in like now that part 2 is completed, I might make one just a little bit bigger. You know, with all the lore and the foreshadowing and the hashtag plot twist. Because what's a good creepypasta without a plot twist? I always add little hooves. So that means there should be a hoof. Ah! Here. I know she technically wouldn't have biceps, but there's a little character named Bulk Biceps, so I think I can get away with giving them actual arm definition, even though that's not how horses work. But then again, there's a character in here that has horns and wings and is purple, and another Pegasus that can fly and has a rainbow-colored mane. So I think I can get away with giving pony some ripped muscles, especially Applejack. I think one of the reasons why I like Applejack so much is because she's just so straightforward and just doesn't, you know... She doesn't fool around. She's not one for pranks. She's not one for mincing words. She speaks honestly. And I think that's why my autistic ass loves Applejack, because she's so honest. And not just honest as in, oh, she never tells a lie, because absolutely she does. But honest in her, you know, in her portrayal of herself. She's honest in her... Oh, that looks bad. In her work ethic. She's an honest yeah, she's honest in her business practices. She's not going to take the cheap shortcut because that's not the honest, you know, promise from the Apple family. They promise good quality and care. So she's not going to cheap out just to make a quick buck. I think one of my first favorite episodes of Applejack, and I think it's also her first focus episode, is the one basically where she does work herself to the point of exhaustion. And she finally tells Twilight, please, I need help. I think that's when I really started to like Applejack. But I just really like the Apple family. Of the Cutie Mark Crusaders, I'm not sure if Apple Bloom is my favorite, air quotes, because they each had their time to shine and they're adorable. I mean, they're just cute little kids. Is that Bucky? Okay, that does not look good. Hold on, folks. Hold on. We need to fix this. Screw me for trying to do line weight. Okay. It'll look more intentional if I just... if I just keep going, it'll look intentional. Hey, Waffles. Welcome to the stream. Oh no, doesn't want to run Dooms. Didn't want to shut down. I got stuck on the oh god. Yeah, I've had to force shut down my 98 a few times, and my current computer as well. Just run the refresh program and basically just reset your computer twice. It should fix itself. Just don't force it. Especially them 98s. They're a durable little machine. I think it'll look better. It'll look better when when we get to when we color the line art. Is what I'm gonna keep telling myself. It'll turn out, don't worry. We're going by the Trixie Mattel art process. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Guys, I don't know. And then, oh, I think this turned out. tried SanDisk, but then I realized probably take an hour and I had work to do. Oh, man. The amount of times that has happened to me. So other than your computer troubles, Waffles, how you been? It's almost October. Which I am more than pumped for. Oh, I can't forget who eat. Doing well. Tired, school's a bitch. I bet. I'm doing well as well, but, you know, just trying to get prepared for these next few live streams was like, oh my god, it was just me doing a bunch of sketches and me remembering just how little I like horror films. It's like, I only like 4 traditional horror films. Now, granted, I haven't seen a lot, but most of the horror genre is just demons. And those just don't interest me. Like, Insidious, The Conjuring, what's the other one? Like, The Nun, Annabelle, Poltergeist, Heritage, or, no, Hereditary. A lot of people said, oh, it's the scariest movie ever made. I'm sitting there like, you want to know what the scariest movie ever made was? 1984. That was genuinely the scariest movie ever made. And if you don't know why, you obviously haven't been paying attention. Okay, I'm going to put the backgrounds, line art, on a separate layer, and I will be doing the line art for I could do lineless for the background, but that just takes so freaking long. Okay, I'm gonna do the line art for the background, and then I'm going to render and paint, in air quotes, on top of it, except for Sweet Apple Acres. Which I will get that ref sheet up. Not ref sheet, ref pick. Picker. Oh, no. I done did a goofer. You know what I could do and no one would notice if I just... if I just take this and just put it like that and then erase around it, no one will know. Hey, Dark Horus. Oh, that's cheating though, and I just talked about how Applejack was my favorite because she's so honest. Ah! I'm a hypocrite. There we go, let's just do that. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's not technically cheating, but it would look kind of cheap compared to my usual art style. And besides, this is like so far off in the distance, the details just ain't gonna matter. Which is what I'm telling myself when it turns out to be Wongers. I love how, no matter what angle Sweet Apple Acres is at, the roof always looks like this. I'm like, you know what? I like that. No matter what angle you're at, it's always gonna look like that. Same with hair. No matter what angle you're at, it's always gonna look... It's always gonna look like that. You saw the Truman Show for the first time? I've heard about it. I have not seen it. Yeah, you did say you were working on an album. And I was like, well, Godspeed. Are there... Yeah, okay, there's 2 on the side, which you won't really be able to see from this angle. And that goes out. Goes back. This goes back. Ain't it one of those, he doesn't realize he's in like a fake world? Or something like that? Or is that a different one? Where he slowly realizes the world he's in isn't real. And he tries to get out. But they're like, no, this is paradise. Why would you want reality? Is that it? Okay. Yeah, his whole life is just a aha, Truman Show. Ho ho ho. You hit a guy with glasses. Oh wait, it starts there with some barrels. So, for this live stream, we're gonna draw some cute art in this live stream before the next few streams where we're drawing fan art for creepypastas. Now, not the big gun, the usual big guy creepypastas that get all the fan art. No, 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 no. I will not be drawing any Jeff the Killer fan art. Because I'm not a fan of Jeff the Killer. I always thought his creepypasta was boring. Shoot me. I'll be drawing fan art for my favorite creepypastas, most of which are My Little Pony, because I honestly think they have better horror. Sips tea. Now, I'm gonna ask your guys' opinion on this while y'all are here. Because I will be drawing fan art for creepypastas that are usually grimdarks and have a lot of spooks and gore in them, I am wondering if I should mark my future live streams when I'm talking about like some heavy movies, or like, because I have some you probably can't see on stream, but I do have some fan art planned for movies like The Thing and Silence of the Lambs. There's also some other My Little Pony creepypastas that are gonna involve quite a bit of blood. I'm not gonna draw any, like, guts or broken bones, but I will be talking about heavy subject matter such as that. So I'm wondering, just to save my ass, should I mark those streams as 18 plus, or at least give a little bit of a content warning? Because I won't be showing anything, so none of the content tags on Twitch should activate, but I will be talking about subject matter such as, you know, ponies being shoved in a giant meat grinder to make rainbows, you know? If you know, you know. Especially for the Silence of the Lambs, because the subject matter of that movie is very dark. It is very much an R-rated film. Is that... okay, no. Whew. I thought I drew that on the wrong layer. Oh my god. Oh, okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. That's why I'm just wondering if I should, or at least say, hey, content warning, discusses gore, or whatnot. Because when... if you know, you know. You do not know. Well, when I draw the fan art for, that story, ding, personally think, the content warning's already enough. Okay. But I just, you know, I don't want Twitch to come at me saying, hey, you showed this and you didn't tag your stream, we're gonna ban you. It's like, yeah, but there are other streams that are showing literal porn and you haven't banned them yet. Why? It's because they're the ones actually making the money. Horror is not advertiser friendly. So I'm just like, yeah, fuck you too. I honestly... Whomst? Sorry, there's a cat at my window. Excuse me a moment. Who was you? How'd you get back out? I let you in. Silly cat. What is it? What is it? Ah. Alright, my cat wants food, so I'll be right back. Gonna get her some food. Dang cat. Okay, I'm back. Jeez. What happened to my music? Oh, it's just this really quiet one. Hang on. We can skip that one. That one's also really quiet. Oh well. Digging the new profile? Well, thank you very much. There were a few others that I had tried out, but the glowing, and I over-rendered those pieces, so it's just, that doesn't look good. Eventually landed on this one. Okay, yeah, so when I talk about those stories, and I think for the sake of content, those streams might be a little shorter in air quotes, because I'll only be doing one piece per stream, or I can just cut them up into different VODs, where this I'll like do, depending on how my workflow, I could do multiple pieces per stream, but then when I post the VOD on my YouTube channel, it'll be like cut between pieces, so I can add specific content warnings. Maybe chop it up all together. If I didn't want to get, if I didn't give a damn about copyright strikes while working on the art piece, it'd be fun to like have a little watch party for the movies. But then I would definitely have to put a content warning up. Because there's a reason why Silence of the Lambs is rated R. But we will not be talking about that here, because we're not doing that yet. We are drawing a cute little piece I drew literal years ago. Where is it? Here. Because last stream we were talking about old pieces and, like, if I were to redo them, it's like, let's redraw this piece. We're having a look how far you've come moment. So I'm like, oh my god, my old art is so bad. It's like, nah, man, look how far I've come. Okay, I like it, but at the same time, I don't. What is... okay. We... do that. Okay, I'm gonna move this. What do we got here? What are we looking at here, boys? Okay, we got hay bales coming in, and then we got little coops. Feel it's like that's super cute. I want to hug her. Why, thank you. I'm glad I look huggable. And it's not weird. Now, if you had said something like... I don't want to even say. That looks terrible. Looks like a Java fortress. What the hell? It'd only be weird if you were like, daddy. But it's like, no, please, no, don't call me that. You can call me a waifu, just don't call me mommy. Please do not do that. my only preface, please do not do that. Not unless you want to get timed out. Bonk. Go to horny jail. But nah, giving hugs is fine. We can be huggable. We're furries here. This is a safe play. A safe space. To show that she's on a hill, I think I might give a little bit of... No, it doesn't... I mean, we don't really... Okay, no, there's not that. We don't really need, that bit. Because this is just, like, cute stuff. Found a really cool iMac G3 online. It's a little stand for the computer. Oh my god. Where are you finding this crap, man? Hey, Doris, you never know. Some of these people, you never know. Not saying you specifically, but like just in general. For general audiences. I did a stupid. I did a stupid. It's on the wrong goddamn layer. Alright, easy fix. An easy fix. Alright, guys, let me show you how to fix it. Here's how you figure out when you've drawn something on the wrong layer. Hang on, let me just get that out of the way. You take this, you take your lasso tool, you select the offending line art, copy, paste. Now we've duplicated that little bitty. So now, we merge these two down, turn that off, turn this back on, and erase. Now, we have not lost any line art. We've rectified our mistake. There we go. I don't have the time, room, or money for that. Oh god. I know exactly how you feel, man. My mom and I went shopping the other day, and Spirit of Halloween is now in the mall, is up and running. And if you don't know what Spirit of Halloween is, it is a seasonal store that has a bunch of costumes and props and all sorts of memorabilia for Halloween. It's only open from like the last week of September to like the day after Halloween, and then it completely closes for the rest of the year. So when Spirit of Halloween comes to town, you bet your tuchus we all line up and see what's that looks terrible. There's just a void right here, so, and I wonder if I just color it, it'll look fine. If I just color it, it'll look fine. So anyway, while we were walking around the mall, I was looking at everything and went, I don't have the money! for all of this. I was like that one SpongeBob meme where he's like at Sandy's place and just, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. Just, I need it. Oh god. I was literally dying. They have this giant wooden sign that says "Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake," and it's an exact replica of the sign that was in the Friday the 13th movie, and I'm just biting my nails and just chewing on something, just gnawing, going completely feral over all this stuff, and I'm just, I don't need it. Where would I put that? I do not, I mean, I technically do have the wall space, but I do not have the wallet space. And I'm just screaming, like, ah! They also had a giant poster for the Overlook Hotel from the Shining movie, and I'm also, just like, rattling the cage. Just, let me in! Let me in! How can I not buy a 25-year-old computer that has no other use than giving me eternal happiness until I find it out? It's fucking exactly. Cheers. I drink to that. And to answer your question, Dardoris, yes, I have met a few weirdos. The scariest thing is that it was in person. The ones online I can handle, because you can just block them. But the ones that you find IRL, not fun. My computer died yesterday. I am so thankful my computer hasn't died yet, and I say that crossing my fingers and praying to God it doesn't hear me and say, oh? Your Windows laptop is dying. Oh my god. There's a term for what's going on with modern tech and why it's all a piece of crap. And I just learned it yesterday. It was called like a... what was it called? Something... Planned obsoleteness or something like that? It's this practice, this business practice, where companies will purposefully make their product to be shitty and break down so you have to buy more. And it started with some frickin' light bulb company that would intentionally make their light bulbs obsolete and so that they would break more often so people would have to buy more. And then they got in legal trouble for it, which in corporate speak is just a slap on the wrist and a shaking of the waggling of the finger. No, 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 you weren't supposed to do that. And then other companies went, hey, let's do that, because they made a fuckload of money. So now, it just became common practice for most businesses to purposefully make their products shitty and basically broken on arrival so you can buy more. And then the pharmaceutical companies started doing that as well. And everything got out of control. I don't think it's called planned obsoleteness, but it's something obsolescence or something like that. And when I heard about it, I went, oh my, I can name 5 companies that do that. Off the top of my head. Like batteries, you buy them from the store and they're already half dead. My prediction for Windows 12. Oh yeah, I don't even want... Like, my computer keeps saying, you should download Windows 11. It's like, no, I don't wanna. But I need a new computer. But I know they're gonna... I'm gonna have to be forced to get a Windows 11. Or whatever. In the not too distant future. And I'm not gonna have a good time about it. You will hear me bitching the whole time. I didn't really have a planned color for her hooves, so what I think we're gonna do is just make them lighter. And then... add some highlights. His actual horse hooves, are gray-ish. Yeah, Windows 11 is actually rubbish. I'm not even surprised. Doesn't it also have built-in spyware that's constantly taking screenshots of your desktop? That's what I heard about. You have to manually turn it off. And it's freaking, excuse me? I mean, the only option now is to just build your own computer. And I don't have the brains for that. Even if you're like, oh, just buy a kit. It's like, I need a computer for my job. So when I buy a computer, I need it to, you know, work immediately. I just need to turn it on and then set it up, transfer files, and that's it. That's all I need it for. But if you're just gonna force me to build my own computer, like, I mean, I know it's possible, but it seems like it'd be more expensive. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Just build your own car. That'll stick it to the man. It's like, my brother in Christ. Do you know how expensive car parts are? At this point, you should just take out a loan for a mortgage. Since this is sunset, so the sky... Let's try to remember what a sunset looks like. Because this picture looks like early morning. This does not look like a sunset. So the sun is setting. That means this is actually going to need to be a little bit more purple. Yeah. Because... Because night in Equestria is actually quite... not that vibrant. Let's just stick with that for now. And then we render on top. I know that looks bright now, but stay with me, guys. MS Paint, an already limited program, now has a built-in Copilot image generate. I don't even know what to say to that, besides... what the fuck? I don't even know what to say to that. That is... why? It's MS Paint. I actually... one of these days... chat, remind me. One of these days, I actually do want to try to use MS Paint and do some illustrations, just to show you guys how easy it is to use MS Paint. Because I actually started with MS Paint. Now, it has been a while, so there's a lot of tips and tricks that I forgot how to do, so I will have to, like, experiment with it. But it'd be really fun to, like, revisit an old an old illustration I did with MS Paint. Or maybe I should try to do an a recent illustration I did. And then try it with MS Paint. You know, we could do so many different things with MS Paint. Y'all, you can animate with MS Paint. Did y'all know that? You can animate with MS Paint. Okay, since the trees at Sweet Apple Acres are kind of the uniform color, we have to rely on texture. And I could make, since this is going to be more fall themed. No, wait, apple trees don't. Oh, I mean, they kind of do. They kind of do. We can add in spritza here. A little bit of this. Yeah, no, you wrote that right. A little bit of that. Maybe some of this. Some of this. Just despite what the BBC would have you believe, trees do not change colors unlike a MS Paint star wipe. Just little bits and pieces in here. It'll look good later, I promise. Pull it up on this. Let's just spread out the color a little bit so it's less blocky. And then, under or over? Maybe over. We can... Do I have a polka dot brush? I don't. Fire Alpaca does. I have a stipple pen. That might work. If I do... if I up the opacity... Spread out the... No color jitter, no hue jitter. Rotate along. Brush spacing like that. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that'll work. Shoot. Oh well. This is supposed to represent the apples, but I don't think it's working. Maybe if I try the sparkle brush, but again, that's just, yeah, honestly, the sparkle brush is gonna be the better option. Here we go. Here we go! It's tricky to rock and rhyme and do it on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky to rock and rhyme and do it on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. Okay, do you almost see it now? We almost see it. Okay, I think we went a little too crazy. We need just a little bit of it. No, let's keep it on normal. We need just a little bit more green in these trees because the original piece was not initially fall themed. So if I just add just a little glaze, there we go. Make it less orange. And then we'll worry about the rendering later. Right now, I just want the colors blocked in. So now, below that, where's Sweet Apple Acres? We can color pick. I should frickin' save. Hang on. Save as characters and extras. Hell of a Boss, K-pop, Demon Hunters, Mascot, My Little Pony. And say Sunset at Sweet Apple Acres redraw. There we go. That bit is that color. This bit is that color. We need a little bit, maybe a bit of that bit in the background, and then some of that. Okay. I didn't realize in My Little Pony there's like so many different gradients just in the background. I mean, especially in the later seasons. In season 1, everything was kind of a little bit more flat and desaturated. Saturday we were at a cottage and we were doing Homestead Apple. My goodness. That honestly does sound really fun. I say it sounds fun, but then I remember I also live on... It's technically a farm. And I have not done any of the tomato like processing, because we grew so many tomatoes this year, and we gotta can them, we gotta process them. I do help with the chickens, though. I help processing the chickens when my dad will let me. Says, oh yeah, processing apples sounds so fun. Meanwhile, me. Ugh, just let the birds have the tomatoes. I don't even care anymore. But then again, I like apples more than tomatoes, so maybe that's the issue. I don't like tomatoes that much. It's not that I hate them. I do enjoy a tomato sauce and whatnot. I just don't enjoy growing them. If I bring back the stipple pen, ooh, that's a bit much. Apples are better. Yeah, honestly. Let's add all this detail in the background so that when you zoom out, you don't even fucking see it. I'm gonna make it just a little bit darker. Just to match my... Whoops! Where's the... Gimme! There we go. Accidentally grabbed the, layer tool instead of drawing on the canvas. Why is everything so close together? Now let's just put little, Come on. Put little specks of green in here. You should go to sleep, well then go to bed. If you're having trouble sleeping but no, you should go to sleep, have some chamomile tea with milk and honey. Big ol' mug of it. Drink it, you'll be asleep in no time. If you even have chamomile tea. If you don't, well... more milk and honey should also do the trick. If I use this thing... raise this barn, 1, 2, 3, 4, together we raise this barn, 1, 2, 3, 4, up, 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 draw the team, hand those joints, work in teams, turn them out quick by the right elbow, grab a new partner, here we go, wee-hoo! We're apples forever, apples together, we're family but so much more. No matter what comes, we will face the weather. We're apples to the core. Yep. Friends all around, come to join and see as we sing out across the land. We're apples forever, apples together. We're family but so much more. No matter what comes, we will face the weather. We're apples to the core. We're praising a pod where thick as thieves. Any cliche you can draw and me. We're here for each other through thick and thin. We're always welcome with your apple can. You're more fun than the color pink, or balloons flying over your favorite drink. The love I feel here, swim not sink, as we party across this land. Alright! We're apples together forever. Apples together, we're family but so much more. No matter what comes, we will face the weather. We're apples to the core. Yep. Despite not being a big country fan, I absolutely love whenever Applejack sings in My Little Pony. I don't know. Maybe it's because I can actually... I think this is why I like her singing voice so much. I can actually sing along with Applejack. She sings within my range, within my vocal range. Everyone else is, especially Rarity, holy shit. And Pinkie Pie, high sopranos, can't do it. Twilight, Rebecca Soychet, I love you, but you're slightly out of my range. Same with Fluttershy. Fluttershy, my girl, I love you. You're way out of my range. I mean, Rainbow Dash could technically be in my range, but the raspiness of her voice that, you know, I try to, like, imitate, it cuts my vocal range in half. The fact that it's the same voice actor for Rainbow Dash and Applejack. I think they're the same voice actor, I don't remember. Yeah, because Pinkie and Fluttershy have the same voice actor. It's like, how? Despite knowing Fluttershy is completely out of my range, last year I did audition to voice Fluttershy for a creepypasta narration on YouTube. I unfortunately didn't get the part, and I also didn't get the, I also applied to be an artist, which I also didn't get, which is fine. I'm kind of glad I didn't, get the part. For no reason other than when the story finally did come out, I'm sitting there like, oh. I didn't like the story at all. I felt really bad. Alright, Dardoris, you go to EP time. Yes, I, as a grown-ass woman, did just say EP. Deal with it. We don't get sleep on this channel, alright? No sleep till Brooklyn! Just finished my coffee, busting onto the monster. No! Sleep till Brooklyn! I have no idea what the rest of the lyrics are for that song. But I like it. It's catchy. Alright. The barn is... Jeezums! That is... vibrant. pink. Are those the same? Well, I mean, technically they're a different color because of the shading, but... It's funny, naturally, in air quotes, I don't have a southern accent, but it just kind of comes out because of where I live. Which is not the South. My country accent is not the South. But it is just country. You know? It's just the way you're raised. Dirt road, blue jeans, cold beer, blue jeans, a red pickup, verbal noun, simple adjective. Alright, white is there. You know, my original drawing wasn't that far off for, like, the barn. It was just very minimalistic. So, I shall refer to this one. Yeah. My favorite country song, by far, and I'm not even a fan of country, so... But my favorite country song, by far, #1 favorite country song, is Bo Burnham's, what was the song called? It was his pandering country song. God, that song is so funny. Dirt road, cold beer, blue jeans, red pickup, verbal noun, simple adjective. Dirt road. I can't even remember the words, but it was really freaking funny. It was just, yep. Him just, in those 4 words, he's described every single country song I had ever heard. I walked and talked like a field hand, but the boots I'm wearing cost $3 grand. I sing about riding tractors from the comfort of my private jet. I was just thinking about how these country western stars were just pandering to their audience, just saying buzzwords that got their jimmies rustled. Come on, you all know the words. I hope my southern charm is offsetting these rapey vibes I'm putting out. Oh my god. That had no right being that funny. Because, yeah, if you actually listen to the lyrics of half of those country songs, it's not great. Alright, which way am I going with these clouds? Okay, I'm gonna do clouds on top. Actually, I'm gonna do them below and have this as an overlay. Maybe. I almost forgot her Goram freckles again. How'd I do that? Okay, those ones specifically, but I think I'll put a little, Dustin. Because honestly, if she's gonna be out in the fields working, she's not gonna have 3 little freckles on her face. Now, I know that was for the sake of ease of animation, but come on. I don't even work in the field as hard as Applejack does, and I got more freckles than that. But that might just be due to my Irish heritage. There we go. That's a nice little pizzazz. If something like that. Can someone tell me why this tune for the song sounds so familiar? Yeah, it's like dun, 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 dun. Oh, I would have caught it near the end. It's like dun, 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 dun. Like, I can vaguely hear lyrics behind the tune, and I can't yuck and place it. If I put this at hard light, oh no, hold on, wait a minute. Now bear with me, folks. Yonk. We got a little gradient going. And then on top of everything, now we'll put the hard light. That might be a bit much. I'll put it under the gal. Oh, there we go. And then we just blur that just a little bit. There we go. And then did that. Last few rays of the day. And then underneath, wait, we gotta color the line art. But do we though? Do we? Now we, yeah. Over here. Right here. Some of this. Some of this. There's that line. And then multiply and in purple. Yeah. I'm still not thrilled with these apples. Alright, that's better. There we go. Or maybe I should do more of a red. Oh, wait. Up. There's one benefit for keeping all your layers separate from, you know, like background, foreground, and then way in the back. Because then you can layer the shading here and not really have to worry too much about, you know, it looking muddy. Because it's all separated. Okay. And now we put the other multiply layer down on here. And maybe make it a little bit more red. Maybe. We'll see which red we like more. Okay, I'm gonna blur this just to get like the base. No, that's too red. That should be darker. especially here. Maybe more purple? Okay, that looks a little better. Well, let's do both. Purple and then bright. Oh. And we are remembering our shading and lighting techniques. And then we just take the semi or acrylic. Let's try the acrylic. With the opacity almost all the way down, and then just sort of erase a little wherever it overlapped a bit much. Okay. There's that, and now on to the Missy. Come on, you turd. Move. There we go. Okay, yeah, sorry, man, I locked in for a second there. Excuse me. There. That's a little better to where it's not completely encroaching. But just present and... that's a bit much. There we go. Whoops. No, that's not what I was intending. But maybe it was. Ah, that's the wrong one. Shucks, I'm not sure I like it. Okay, I can. Oh my god. Not what I meant to do. I think the issue is that I ain't there. Oh, my back. Ow. It's because of the way my desk is set up. I have to sit, like, a good 2 feet away from my screen. So I lean forward to see, but that means I'm just hunching over my drawing pad and keep pushing it in. But if I put it up, if I put my drawing pad up on the desk to be closer, it hurts my shoulder. So I'm just kind of stuck in limbo. I think for this one I can add a highlight in the eye. There we go. Although it's slightly less cartoony, I suppose. If I soft light this and just add take that away and just add the faintest hints. Better, but it's still Actually, you know what? Now, sitting back, that looks good. I think we're about done with this one. Look at that. Okay, the clouds need a little bit more wisping. So if I just some of this and then down there. This is why it's good to have the little navigator window open so you can look at it big and look at it small. And also sit back, way back, so you get perspective. The big picture turned into little picture. Yowza. And I think that's it. Cheers. I feel like I should sign it. I'd add my signature. But I don't really have a signature anymore. I mean, I used to sign just Steomorph, but that's not my name anymore. And then I used to sign with a lava lamp overlay, like I did all Art Fight, but that's not my symbol anymore. So now, what am I supposed to do? I'll put a little, get the little pumpkin up in here. I mean, I could do that. Something like that, maybe. I'm not sure. The thing, for like an actual signature, I'd get rid of the paper in the mouth. From where we came, let me pull it up so we can see full screen. From where we came from, way back in probably 2015. I don't think I had graduated yet when I drew this. All the way to today. I think we came pretty far. Yeah. Hell, I even think, I don't have the original sketch, but I think in the original sketch for this, I did have her holding on a piece of wheat, but I forgot about it. Although I don't quite recall. Yes, the southern accent will be popping up more in live stream whenever I'm drawing Applejack. It just comes out. It's an unconscious thing I do. Well, that one was conscious, but my voice does slip. So, that is one sketch, or one fall illustration, done and done. I don't know what the next fall illustration will be. Giving y'all a little tiny sneak peek of what's to come. Damn. I will save it later. Because I might actually add a little, Is it raining right now? No, it's just the wind. Never mind. Oh. I was getting all kinds of excited. I thought it was raining again. Oh well. Sorry, I'm just getting a little lost in this because, I mean, I know, like, this is, like, on par with the type of, with the, like, level illustrations I can do. If I had done this off stream, I think I would have gone a little bit more crazy with the details. And it would have taken me, like, 3 hours to do. But I think, on, like, a baseline, this is pretty much where we're at. But I mean, just a comparison between the two. Because this does not look... It's supposed to be sunset at Sweet Apple Acres, but this is not a sunset sky. This is a morning. A sunrise. And oh, shucks. Damn it, fuck me, I just realized. The sun is pointed the other way in these scenes. God dang it. Sunset is actually the opposite direction on Sweet Apple Acres based on where the farm is. God, I'm a fake fan. I forgot. The sunset points in the other. The sun sets in the west. Well, too late. I mean, I could, hang on, I could try to reverse the sky. Let's try real quick. If I just... We can save this. Oh, then where's the highlight? Where's the highlight? We take this and it just... There we go. That's where actual sunset is in Sweet Apple Acres. Fuck. Oh well. Don't apply. I like this more, because then we get more of the purple against Applejack that pushes her away from the background. And I know the sun is technically in the other direction, but we can just, shh. Y'all can hush. Okay, maybe if I push it... What the hell? Take this. Pull it more this way to give more purple. And then take... What is it here? Can't tell if I like that more, but it does expose more of the purple to show that it is sunset. Well, I think these clouds gotta go. Oh no, they don't gotta go. Yeah, but a full opacity there a bit much. Yeah, they can stay. They add texture. Yeah, as I'm remembering all the... Well, we gotta remember our lesson from last time. Because in the episodes, the sun rises over this way in the beginning of Applebuck season. Yeah, over the fields, coming that way, towards the barn. Because I remember that the bats episode, that's where the sun was coming from. God dang it! So that technically was a sunrise. Sky and direction. Consort! Oh well. Hey, it looks good. Aside from the sun setting in the wrong direction, it looks good. Damn it! It's a fictional world, who cares? I care, that's gonna bug me. Oh my god, that's gonna drive me insane! Why'd you do it, Rares? Oh well. C'est la vie. Maybe no one will notice. If I just don't mention it, maybe no one will notice. So, we're gonna end it there before I completely lose my mind. I do not want to crash out on stream. Thank you all so much for watching. Wednesday may or may not be a stream. And I'm leaning more towards not because I need my energy. And the Yom Kippur is like that Thursday. And I need to stay up the night previous because it's about introspection and whatnot. And asking God to forgive us our sins. And boy, howdy, do I have a lot to ask for pardoning for. Anyway, Friday definitely will be a stream, and we will be moving on with the Fallustrations. I don't really think this hashtag's gonna catch on. I just started calling them that and thought it was funny. I spelt it wrong on the save file. I added an I instead of a U. Anyway. Hopefully I don't completely lose my mind this October. That would be a miracle in and of itself. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye.
You're all going to hell.